The journey of her soul. She's no longer looking to anyone, especially men, to validate her self-worth. And this is because she's not asking to be loved for her soul or her beingness, because she fully understands that she is connected to one source of all that there is. And even though she feels so deeply into the crevices of her heart and the heart of her beingness and her essence, with immense love, she knows that all the lives that she touches come from her eternal internal fountain of light and love that simply expresses itself as fractals from the whole of everything. And as she follows her joy and loves everything that she does, and does everything that she loves, she's finally realized that she is not waiting for anybody's approval, because she knows from her heart that she is unique, that she is special. And all she needs to do now is to live truthfully, authentically, radiating her soul through her heart. And whether her reflections as others see this or not has got nothing to do with her, because she knows that she's always doing her best, and because she knows that she has surrendered everything possible to her higher heart. And as she acknowledges, accepts, approves, and embraces the myriads of forms of abundance, she knows that where this is coming from is endless and limitless. And so she applies the laws of giving and receiving, and simply says thank you every single day, and blesses all those who encounter her, as she's coming from her own fullness. She knows that she is from the other world, but she also knows that this planet is embodying her, as are other stars and galaxies ad infinitum, where other people on Earth have forgotten about. She knows that she exists on this physical earth, as well as other universes. And she knows there have been times deep within her heart that she also shed tears within the inner chambers of her own spaces that no one could ever see. And in those times of deep, deep despair, often called the dark nights of the soul, she had nowhere to go, but she had an inner knowing that her source within her womb was always with her in a deep connection. And now she does not wait at all for any down times to come, because she knows that she's always guided every step of the way. And as she knows that her butterfly language cannot always be understood or understood by a caterpillar, she trusts her own inner knowing. She trusts her own eyes to see, her ears to hear, her intuition. And she's no longer ignoring it. She simply trusts what she has surrendered to. She loves delving in deeper into her magical, infinite, mystical self in her journey of life, within her own Leela play of life. As she taps into the inner workings of all that there is and what lies beyond, because she's not afraid to explore within and without, as this is her truth. This is the truth, the satya of her soul. And in this process, she has begun loving herself even more. Every curve, every angle, her skin, her hair, her muscles and tissues, because she knows that all of this makes up her temple, and that she is a goddess who is grateful for all of it. And in so knowing, she starts to take care of herself and pamper herself from the inside out and the outside in. And she gives herself some me time, waking up a little earlier in the mornings for that extra hour to just be. And as she gifts herself this gift of life, she realizes that she is full, authentic, truthful and real, and she starts to honor her own uniqueness, as it was this uniqueness that was created that nobody else has. And she is a true goddess, whole and complete, with nothing missing. A true goddess spans entire dimensions within her inner space into the outer space, as a complete being who knows that in the entire cosmos there's room for everyone, and there is no competition for space or attention. and that wherever you are is the center of your being. She is awake and aware, and is very discerning about herself, her space, her home, her womb, her womanhood, her gift to self, and her love. And she loves herself. She nurtures herself. She looks after herself. She heals herself as she releases all unwanted emotions. And as she let go of any baggage, she no longer carries the past into the future as the present, as she wants to fly freely. She also knows that she loves so deeply, and she also knows that by loving herself deeply, she can also give all this love away. And in this knowing, she knows with her boundaries that nobody can use her as a doormat, as she's her own number one girl, with healthy boundaries, with self-respect, a high self-esteem, brilliant self-worth, but most of all, self-love. And she now deeply, deeply honors her heart and soul as an inner soul radiance of her sacred temple, her nurturing space, so that she is discerning about whom she allows into this sacred space, because she's no longer begging for crumbs, and lose herself to any man and allow anyone into her energetic field of consciousness, because she's finally learnt about her own strength, about walking her own path. And rather than allowing herself to become disempowered and give her power away to anyone who doesn't see her inner beauty, she's now allowing herself to be stripped naked and vulnerable to the core, with her heart and her mind in alignment, and her soul completely open with nowhere to hide. And if he, as her reflection, cannot do the same, then there will be an imbalance. And when one is too much and the other is too little, this imbalance causes pain. It is not that she doesn't want to be in a relationship. It's just that she knows and understands the fullness of a true woman, the power of a goddess. And she learnt all her lessons through the polarities of life, grinding her down to the finest core, so that she could reinvent herself through it all. And with that power and strength lies her authenticity, her honesty, her faith and foundation, her beauty, her loving beating heart, and the spaces between the beats. As she is whole, as she is complete, claiming her full goddess nature, as she no longer shrinks away from the power of womanhood, because she's accepted it all and embraced it all. And she is firmly rooted, not only within the divine cosmos, but within this sacred earth, to all that is, of all she was and will be, because she knows she does no longer need to be validated for who and what she is. She is the all. She is enough. And with this knowing, she can love herself fiercely as she can love others, loyally, with a full heart, an aligned mind and heart. And any man who is willing to equally love her should not shrink away from her power, but stand completely with it, because she doesn't want any halves or quarters of men. She doesn't want any unconscious men. She wants them to be holy men, whether he knows that or not. And she knows that this intense love is something that isn't understood by the mind, but it is felt by the heart and driven with every motion, every moment, every breath into the journey called life as true love. And so, standing in the fullness of self, this woman is open, vulnerable, authentic, honest, a higher vibration, where she doesn't need to wear any masks. And her and her beloved are within their innermost chambers of their soul, in the magnificence of one soul beauty, meeting each other as equal halves, as true divine partners, creating even newer worlds together ad infinitum. And in this soul calling and soul realization of the purpose of life, they meet each other on so many different levels, knowing that they are meant to work together in a partnership, looking in the same direction, sharing the same vision. By raising the consciousness of their one being, they automatically raise the consciousness of the whole, as the micro and macrocosms fuse. And in this freedom of being, they're creating greater levels of loving relationships for others, to be equally soul-felt and self-empowered, as they simply walk and talk in a partnering of love, in a mature love that is true, carrying an inner soul strength, as they've knitted and weaved their tapestries closer and closer together. And so she feels that she is ready to come home to this, because this exists deeply within herself. She have lost many things in the process. But these were all the things that did not serve her highest good. She has found her deeper self, with an inner peace and a deeper love and an expansive nature, realizing that happiness is only deeply within herself and not out there, and that she is whole and complete, so she does not need to carry any neediness just to find somebody to fill up a void for a short period of time, because the void no longer exists. And as she's learning to love herself deeper and deeper as a soul love, she is becoming even more of who she truly is. Flying high like an eagle, observing her film script. She knows that there are no bounds and that she is limitless. And that one day, as she's flying so high, her equal male partner will fly beside her as he joins her in equality. And this deep trust, this deep knowingness and respect is something she deeply honors every day. As the divine masculine and the divine feminine ultimately meet in a true state of bliss. And as she takes a deep breath, she simply thanks Mother Earth for giving her this opportunity to embody all of this within herself. And she thanks the divine goddess for standing true in her power and revealing creativity to her as the profoundness of womanhood. And as she gives thanks for this opportunity to finally understand the immense gift of life, she simply raises her hands up in the air, deeply surrendering, and allows the cosmic waves of love to run through her as she realizes she is now home, and she herself